So here is my lovely audience of participation today. And they are in for a treat. So I want to welcome everyone. So today I'm going to do a seminar on self-defense and why self-defense is important. Very important. Yes?
I had a question. What if somebody was just to, out of the blue, just like they can choke you or something? What would you do? Okay. I guess that works.
Okay.
You're still standing.
Good question, Chris.
He was extending grace.
Yes. Just like God extends grace to us. So when I'm working out with a partner, when we're training in self-defense, I extend grace to them. So what you all just witnessed is Krav Maga, self-defense. So a little bit about myself. My name is Master Troyan. I am a 5th degree Dan, 5th degree black belt with the U.S. Chong Association. I also hold a 5th degree black belt with the World Chung No Kwan Association. I hold a 3rd degree black belt with the American Taekwondo Association. Also a 2nd degree black belt with the World Taekwondo Federation. I am a level 1 Krav Maga instructor, brown belt in combat Hapkido, and I've been teaching for over 18 years and studying in martial arts for over 20 years. So Krav Maga, what is it? Krav Maga in Hebrew means contact combat. So that's what the original translation translates to. It's a self-defense system developed by the military in Israel and is still used currently by militaries all over the world, self-defense teams, private security teams, anti-terrorism units, and numerous law enforcement agencies around the world. Krav Maga is a highly evolved system of combat used during years of conflict with easy-to-learn techniques. Where did it come from? It was developed in the 1940s by Imani Linchenfield. I always mispronounce his last name, Linchenfield. He was the chief instructor for Israeli self-defense forces back in the 1940s. And he developed a system that is simple and it relies on instinctive movements. If somebody goes to choke you, what's your first instinct? To bring your hands to the threat. So from there, if somebody goes to choke me, just like Chris did earlier, first instinctive movements, bring my hands to the threat, small pluck so I can breathe. From there, I'm delivering a counterattack, ballistic attacks, I'm breaking free.
Yeah, get somebody weak like me trying to do a man like that.
You can still do it. Absolutely. And we're going to go over that, and I'll show you how and why. Now, anything goes when you're fighting for your life. Krav Maga is a simple system used to fight any type of attacker in street attacks, sexual assaults, and terrorism. Why self-defense is important? Some scary statistics. Every 9 seconds, somebody is assaulted in the United States. 1 in 3 and 1 in 4 men have been victims of physical violence. When guns are involved in violence, that increases the rate of homicide by 500%. Women between ages 18 and 24 are abused by an intimate partner. 1 in 5 women, and 1 in 71 men have been raped in their lifetime in the United States. And there's been a study that found that 20% of victims that were involved in a domestic situation were actually bystanders. Whether that's a family member, somebody trying to help, or law enforcement that's responding to the situation. 1 in 15 children are exposed to violence in the household every year. 90% of them become eyewitnesses. 61,000 children were victims of substantiated sexual assault. FBI statistics say that personal weapons, handguns, knives are used in 41% of crimes, and the national crime rate has increased over the last 3 years, 37%. Applications and uses. So Krav Maga is a learned self-defense system that's used against hostile situations. It's used to avoid injury and to overcome the assailant. And it's used to overcome a variety of aggressive acts. Punches, chokes, bear hugs, assailants that are armed with a firearm, assailants that have a sharp object, whether it's a knife, a sword, a machete. And it's also taught in application of multitudes of situations. Sitting down, standing against a wall in a dark alley, under extreme stress and fatigue, and with limited movement. So as you can see, the training that we go through in Krav Maga, we start out very basic. The self-defense that I showed you with Chris earlier, that's a very basic self-defense, starting to learn off of that. Now, 80% is going to be cardio conditioning. So if you're in a fight for your life and you run out of energy and out of gas, then it's over. That's why we do a lot of physical conditioning. Then it's done under stress. We do stress drills where we're yelling at one another, and you've got to do push-ups, sit-ups, whatever it is. They're pushing you with pads, and then you've got to run from here over there and strike the pad effectively. So what will happen? The fear of getting hurt should not stop you from fighting back. If you get hurt, most of the time, the initial wounds, they're not going to be fatal. So fight back. The sooner you stop the attack, the fewer injuries you're going to receive, and the quicker that you can get help. Do not stop until the attacker is no longer a threat. Harness fear by turning that into aggression, and use that aggression on the attacker. So what happens physically and psychologically? You're going to get tunnel vision. God built into us something very, very awesome, fight or flight technique. So what we do with Krav Maga is we build off of that fight instinct. Your hearing is going to deteriorate. Time is going to slow down. In the Krav Maga system that you're being taught, we want you to perceive, analyze, formulate, and execute. You don't have time for conscious thought. You can't think, oh my goodness, okay, what am I supposed to do? There's hands around my neck. No, you go off of muscle memory. Your heart rate's going to increase, more blood is going to flow to your muscles so you can execute those techniques quicker. Your pupils are going to dilate to allow in more light. Your breathing is going to get shallow. Your complex motor skills are going to dwindle. Some people will sweat and tremble. This doesn't mean that you stop. So what can I do? Miss Annie. Number one, always be aware of your surroundings. I see a lot of people that do this when they're walking into Walmart. They have no idea what's going on around them. I want everybody to close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Okay? Point to the assault rifle that's in this room. No looking, Paul. Okay? Point to the handgun that's in this room. Point to the flashlight. What about the bladed weapon? Okay, open your eyes. The bladed weapon is right here. Okay? The flashlight, right there. The assault rifle, over there. The handgun, back there on top of my computer. Now, granted, this is just an airsoft assault gun, and we're in a church setting, so you're not used to being aware and looking for those type of things, but that's what you need to be aware of. Krav Maga focuses on being aware of your surroundings, looking for multiple attackers or one attacker, looking for escape routes, your exits, and looking for weapons of opportunity. In this room, there's plenty of weapons for opportunity. Weapons of opportunity, chairs, the music stands, the table. Use your environment for protection. Okay, as we get ready to close, practical application. Address the immediate danger. Violently counterattack. Okay, the bad guy that's attacking you, he's not out for a Sunday afternoon drive. He's there to hurt you, to get your money, or to get information. You need to escalate to a higher level. Dominate and neutralize the threat as soon as possible. You need to reset the attacker's thought process. He doesn't have a backup plan, or she, but they do have an ulterior victim. You want to target the vulnerable areas. Miss Annie, this is going to answer your question. The eyes, the nose, the throat, the groin, the knees, the spine, and then evacuate the danger zone. So takeaways. Always, always, always be aware of your surroundings. Looking for attackers, your exits, and weapons of opportunity. If you're ever in a self-defense situation, fight like your life depends on it. Neutralize the threat and live to see another day.
That's why you should keep your keys in your pocket.
Exactly. That's another weapon of opportunity. If you can avoid a confrontation, by all means do so. If you pull into Walmart and you see something that doesn't look right, don't get out. You can always come back to Walmart at a different time. Call somebody, let them know where you're going and what time you're going to be there. Be prepared mentally and physically. Don't be afraid, but be aware. And lastly, work out, find a self-defense program, and train on a daily basis. Thank you, guys.